Hi everyone, this is Jared Lantern, and I just wanted to share with you my experience going to this year's Midsummer Scream, Halloween, and Haunt convention in Long Beach, California. It was this past weekend, August 3rd and 4th. I did attend both days. It was held at the Long Beach Convention Center, which is a pretty massive building, and they did a pretty good job of using a lot of the rooms. And these are the infamous Midsummer Scream inflatable Halloween cats that they always use every year for their entrance. This is just a quick little glance at the floor. They had a lot of really nice, interesting classes for home haunters, and this was one about sound effects. This was one of the vendors on the floor. These are real taxidermy mice in some interesting positions and costumes. This is a kind of like a clown sideshow on the floor, the main floor. If nothing else, it was a good place to have a seat to rest your feet. Really like this neon, vibrant artwork on one of the booths. The great colors and the artwork. And this was probably one of my favorite things to have seen. This was a replica of the Beetlejuice scene. And it was like a photo op for all the people to sit in front of. They do this every year, and I love this. It's just like a sea of really intricately constructed jack-o'-lanterns. Really awesome. The Hall of Shadows is their area where they have the mini walkthroughs, and it's a place for both pro haunters and home haunters alike to kind of show what they do. So it's just a very small taste of what they do during Halloween. The haunted walkthroughs, they usually take maybe 30 seconds, 45 seconds to actually walk through. Not super lengthy, but still very fun. Saturday night they had a dance. It was, as you can see, it was kind of like Haunted Mansion from Disneyland themed, and they always end it with a costume contest. The Hatbox Ghost costume won this year, and second place went to Annabelle. So it was a lot of fun. I love to go every year. Alright, so I just wanted to give you guys a little quick rundown of what the Midsummer Scream convention looked like, and what the convention floor looked like, and all that good stuff. So we're going to get on now to the more important stuff, the stuff that I bought. But this is the Gold Bat Pass. This is kind of like the, I guess, quote-unquote VIP pass that you can purchase. So a little more expensive than the regular entrance fee, but it was totally worth it because you got a lot of free stuff, and you got to the front of the line for a lot of like the little mini haunts. And then just to give you an idea of, this was like kind of like a map of the showroom floor, so you could see how many booths there were, and we barely got to, I would say maybe we reached about 3/4 of them. So yeah, you do a lot of walking, and you do a lot of retracing your steps, and but yeah, I think our wallets thanked us that we didn't hit every single booth. But go ahead and show you some of the stuff that we got. Let me get this guy out of the way. This was a wife purchase here. She liked this guy. It's those infamous singing, or not singing, but banjo playing skeletons. This is the clown version. So I had showed the guy that was selling it. He had like a booth of just like a bunch of mass-produced props, and as you can see, I turned this around. He was asking $40 for this guy. And I know that you can get these super cheap, like at Walgreens or CVS or wherever else. And he obviously had a lot of small damage areas, and like right here, like the tape for his banjo is coming apart. I don't know what they or somebody did to the hair. They totally put glue in it, and it was just totally ruined. They had him wearing like a sailor hat. They had him wearing like a beaded necklace. All of the controls were gone in the back, so I said, you know what, I really don't think he's worth $40. We ended up buying something else from that guy's booth, and I would say after we asked for a discount and after we bought the other item, I think we probably got this guy for about $5 or $10. So now I think that was a worthwhile price. He does work. I'm not going to turn him on because it goes on for a while and it's kind of annoying. But the eyes do light up and he plays his little song and the hand does move. So wanted to get him out of the way first. So there's that guy. So now taking a look at some of like the smaller things that I bought. These are all magnets. I always like to pick up magnets from the convention. I have like a little collection of Halloween magnets on my fridge. This is a little die-cut pumpkin with a little party hat on. I thought he was pretty cool. And then from that same vendor, this is a Haunted Mansion, the Hitchhiking Ghosts. They're really small magnets. I don't know how much these were. Let's just say convention items are not necessarily cheap. So, but this one, I believe I bought one similar to this last year. This is a very nice handmade jack-o'-lantern. Look at that sad face on that jack-o'-lantern. He looked lonely, so I thought I would bring him home with us. And then this was a Rocky Horror inspired magnet. And you can see it's a quote from the movie, from one of the songs specifically. And I guess it's a do-it-yourself type of magnet, because I guess you have to just place the magnet part yourself on the back. And then to keep with the Rocky Horror theme, one thing I really actually wanted was a wallet. So I got myself this Rocky Horror Picture Show wallet. This is a basic bifold wallet. They actually had a lot of horror movie designs. I really wanted Halloween, like the original 70s movie Halloween. Unfortunately, it was like a Velcro wallet, and I'm not too big on Velcro. But this is also one of my favorite movies, so that's fine. A couple other smaller items. Another thing that's big, magnets are big, and these enamel pins are actually really big too. Here's a Michael Myers holding a jack-o'-lantern. As you can see, it's $6. And from that same vendor, I got a Trick or Treat Sam mask off enamel pin. And I believe this is actually from Trick or Treat Studios. So, got that one. Another popular item at pretty much any convention you go to are the pop figures. And this was Beetlejuice in his guide uniform. And I didn't even know that these pop figure boxes existed. They're basically just like protective boxes, and they sold them with these. So I thought that was a pretty nice addition for my purchase. Another thing I always like to pick up at conventions are people's original artwork, at least prints anyway. And being that we're having an oddities section of our haunt this year, I could not pass this up. It just super freaky looking, and I thought it was very creative. I got to meet the artist, and he said he was very proud of what he came up with here. I really don't know what to say about it, so you can just take a look at it. But I think it's just weird enough to go into the oddities exhibit part of my haunt. So yeah, just take a gander at that. These two items were also purchased for the purpose of the oddities exhibit. This was like a latex form of like a conjoined twins, like a small replica of it. So a tad disturbing, but fitting enough for a haunted house. And they actually showed for the vendor they had different ways to display them. So they had them like in jars with water and like LED lights. And to give you an idea, I mean, everybody kind of knows how big these pop boxes are, so it's fairly small when you put it next to it. But I think it will make a good impression on people in the oddities exhibit. And then we have like this kind of strange looking skeleton guy right here. I'm not exactly sure what it's supposed to be a skeleton of, but I guess you can make your own assumptions on that. But nicely painted and a lot of nice detail. So both of these came from the same vendor, the same booth. They had a lot of creepy, like, odd, weird things in their booth. So I do remember this being my very first purchase on the convention floor. And as soon as I saw it, I knew I wanted it. It's like a graphic novel of a bunch of, it's a collection of Halloween stories by a bunch of different authors. And the cool thing is you actually open it up and they have spaces for the credits for all the authors who have contributed stories to the book. And then the gentleman that was one of the authors that was there at the booth, he signed it for me. And yeah, the images are just really awesome, and I kind of flipped through it really quickly. They had a panel discussion, I think it was even a show at the convention, and unfortunately missed it, but I still got a little souvenir from it. So you can see the color, the artwork and the colors are just incredible, and in fact the cover of the book itself glows in the dark. So anxious to see what that looks like. I have not seen it yet in the dark. In fact, being that this was my first purchase, I actually totally forgot I even bought it until I just saw it right now. But just awesome artwork, and I really want to read what's in it. And yeah, so very interesting, and another item to add to my Halloween literature collection. So at the top of the video, I had told you that I had purchased another item from the guy that sold the skeleton clown banjo playing guy, and this was in fact the other item that I bought. And we are having a kind of a glow-in-the-dark neon room in our haunt, and so what better place to start with that room than basically a neon paint, and actually it's 3D paint, a starter kit. So what you get here is you get 5 colors. So you get the neon pink, the neon orange, the green, the yellow, and the blue, and then you actually get 25 3D glasses. And this was it was originally $70, and he gave it to us for like $60, which I thought was pretty cool. We had mentioned that we do our haunt for donations, and we don't make any money off of it, and he obliged and gave us a little bit of a discount. And yeah, so we do plan on allowing the guests to use 3D glasses, and of course, like like a professional haunt, you use the glasses and you just kind of toss them in a bucket or something at the end of the room, and hopefully we don't lose too many. But so for all these paints, and they had like a little demonstration of what the paint looks like, and it looks really high quality. So there are the fluorescent colors, and there is a booklet that I don't have on hand right now, but with just tips and tricks of what to do, how to get the best quality of an effect with the 3D and the 3D glasses. So, and I think that's about it. I'm sure there are some smaller items that I am lacking in my video right now, but I'll make sure to mention them in a future video if I do come across them. So, but that is about it. So, yeah. Lots of fun stuff to play with now, lots of fun stuff for the haunt, and so we're looking forward to using it all. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what you're seeing, please like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, keep it creepy.